Okay, I'm gonna try to make another video and post this. I made one last week, about a week ago, but today is July 22nd, 2026, and I'm out in the shop. My neighbor just started up a wood chipper, and he's cutting some trees down, so I got the garage door open. It's hot, but anyway, I took all the other parts, front end parts, fenders, inner fenders, core support, everything I have, and I set them all down here. Got them all set out here so I can get them all cleaned up and start getting this car put back together. I mean, I still got trim on these front fenders I got to take off. But these front fenders are in really good shape. You know, there's no cancer. A little bit of surface rust. You know, but I'll get them cleaned up. And on the last video, I was talking about the trunk, getting it primed and painted, the trunk lid, underneath side of the trunk lid. Then I was talking about this back here. So I've changed my mind a little bit on what I'm going to do here, which direction I'm going to go. I don't want to get in too big a hurry and get ahead of myself here and have to backtrack, but I've got this pretty well cleaned up. I mean, I've got some tape down on a few spots, a few things I need to do. So I don't forget to put seam sealer on everything. I got to weld a little alignment part right here. There's a little round plate that goes on here. It welds right to this tail pan piece. I got to get that on there, and then I wasn't going to, but I've changed my mind on this back here. You know, this is all factory sealer that been on here forever, and some of it's crystallized and old. I gotta dig it out of there. There's 4 here and 1 there, the trunk back here, so I want to get that out of there, make sure there's no surface rust under it. And let's see, what else did I do here? Oh, I got it on this side of the hinge, trunk hinge, I have this little piece here in here. It's like a little cover plate. I don't know. It bolts up right there, and it covers that right there. It covers that. But there isn't one for this side, and there's no place to bolt one up. So apparently it came from the factory with one on this side. And, you know, it goes right there. I'll clean that up. There wasn't one on that side. But what there was over here was, this thing was right here. This is like the old jack stand. A little hook to put your jack stand there. And I didn't want that there, so I cut that out of there. And of course, when I did, I got a little too close. I didn't go through the fender, but I gotta fix that. So I got a few things to do back here yet, but like I said, I changed my mind a little bit on getting too crazy about painting this right away, because I want to get the front area of this car cleaned up. That's what I've been working on this week. So I've got all this cleaned up. I got the speaker tray back here all cleaned up, and it was mostly just surface rust, but I've got most of it cleaned up. used a wire brush and 80 grit. Floor, like right here where these channels are stamped in the floor on both sides underneath the seat. Again, it was that old tar sealer. I had it in here, had it here, had it here, had it here. I took every bit of that out of there because I don't want that. I want to make sure there's no rust underneath any of that. I got these little tabs. I think they were for water drainage. But I got this passenger side all cleaned up. This is all cleaned up over here. Oops, I'm too close. I'll go over on the other side. I got this whole side here, passenger side, cleaned up. And it came out nice. So I'm all the way up to the firewall. Yeah, so it's looking good. You can see my old patches and stuff that I put in there years ago. But let's walk around to the other side and I'll show you where I'm at. So I'm slow, but I got lots of time. Lots of time. Anyway, there's that side there. I got that all clean. Of course, the lid, the ceiling, I cleaned all that up when I had the car on the rotisserie. But again, like this side here, see these channels here? I mean, this stuff just kind of flakes off. I got to clean all that up. There's a bunch of it in here, down along here. There's a bunch of it around this plate. There's a bunch of it up in here. I get all that cleaned up and primed everything. But let me get my light situated here. Dang it. Okay, sorry. Anyway, I got to go from right here all the way back down to here. And then the whole bottom area of the car, of the trunk, all this is clean. All this. When I get my epoxy primer, I'll just epoxy primer all this at once. But anyway, I thought I'm going to get this cleaned up. So I've got some work to do here on the firewall. I've got to clean up all this in underneath here where the vent comes in. I want to clean all that up. I want to clear up underneath the dash, all this in here. I clean all this up. There's like an inspection plate right there. It's got sealer on it. I got to clean that up. So I've got a little bit more time in here to clean all this stuff up. And like I said, there's no cancer. It's just old paint and overspray, factory overspray, and stuff like that. But it just takes time. But I want to get it cleaned up. When I finish the cleanup on this, that pretty much does the whole car, with the exception of the front end pieces. Then what I did, I don't think I showed this on the last video I posted, but went ahead and added on to my sawhorses here some more 2x, and I've got everything out here. Here's that little piece I was talking about that I got to put in the trunk. That pin line's right there. But I'm gonna get this car back together this summer and this fall. These pieces here, they all had thick, heavy undercoating in here. It took a while to get those cleaned out. They're good pieces, nothing wrong with them, no cancer. This need to be cleaned up. Here's my core support. It needs a little bit of work too. I wish I had someone to hold this camera, but anyway, it's no cancer, just everything needs to be cleaned up. This piece got bent. I don't know, I'll fix it. I'll actually take it off and remount it. But, oh, and this piece here, this is the cowl. Well, that piece I still got to clean up. This goes underneath the grill. Yeah. It's in pretty good shape, but it had a bad dent in it right here. This was all dented in and pushed up, and I had to do a lot of hammer and dolly in there to get it back straight. And then the whole back side of it, all this had undercoating, heavy undercoating. I had to scrape it all off. Inner fenders are in pretty good shape. Dusty, dirty. This one's got a little bit of surface rust in it right here. That's all good. Surface rust. This one's got a little bit of surface rust too. No cancer though. They're all in good shape. Fenders. You know, there's no rust down here. Same thing on this one. Good fenders. No, very little body work. And definitely no sheet metal repair on them. Of course, a lot of these Tri-5s, this all rots out on them, but this is all in good shape. Both of them. Real happy with all that. So anyway, I'm plugging along, and I'll try to post here and there and show you what I'm up to, but I'm still a week or so away from even primering everything, but that's going to make a huge difference when I get this car all cleaned up and primed. You know, I think what I'll do is even clean this dash up, prime it. There's the stock color, but it's in good shape. It's got a couple little holes in it right there from where somebody evidently had a tack mounted on it. But we're going to do our best to keep everything going, but it's hot out here. This is my seating station. I got a couple buckets of water and some towels for staying cool, plenty of drinks for hydration. Oh, I was going to show you this little thing here. I found when I was cleaning all the junk out of this door here, and I don't know if you can see it on there. I don't know if it's Cracker Jack Company. This is an old Cracker Jack whistle that I cleaned it up, and it still works. Anyway, fun stuff. So stay tuned, and I'll keep you posted. Everybody be safe. I do have the running gear for the car lined up. That's what I was going to tell you about the running gear. It's my brother has got a 6.0 LS motor with a 4L80E transmission, and that's what's going in that rig right there. So yeah, I'm getting that first week of September, and I'll have it here at the house, and that'll give me something to work on this winter, you know, getting over here, and hopefully by then I'll have, you know, most of the car put back together. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and once I get all these parts cleaned up, I'm going to order up a complete front end bolt kit from here, every nut and bolt from here back, so I can put everything back together, including the grill, put everything on it, fit it up, and then I'm not going to torque anything down. I'm just going to put everything together and then pull it back apart so I can put the motor and stuff in. But that's all pretty simple stuff. So stay tuned. We'll keep you posted. Take care.